but I know how I'm coming this year, and I'm coming for everybody's trophy. You know what I mean? I'm coming for all the grand prizes. He had someone on there that was like, I'm 40-something years old, and I'm in a room with 22-year-olds who are at, this is my peak of my career. And they're past their peak of their career. When you have the bare minimum year, y'all, I'm like under it. Like,
y'all, if you listen to this podcast and you still ain't ready for the new year, you're the problem.
If you're not in 2027,
if you're not. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bsfr, a podcast. It's your hostess with the mostest, Airy Angel and Dana. And today, it's a new year. It's a new me. Today, we're talking about new year, new me. What are y'all looking forward to in this new year? And just how you're going into 2025. So I'm going to start by telling y'all. I'm going to start by mentioning what I'm looking forward to this next year. And y'all can follow if y'all want, preferably. But this next year, I'm looking forward to movement. I'm looking forward to things changing, not only financially, but also changing mentally. Something that lately that has been kind of like sparked with me is like with my womanhood, or more so the outside womanhood of like just looking at like just learning my style. Like I've learned like, wearing this sweater, this is what I like to wear. Like just exploring in life, like I feel like I'm actually walking into being an adult, like being a woman. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm looking forward to this year. Looking forward to that growth and that sprout. What about y'all?
I'm personally looking forward to ownership. I'm looking forward to execution this year. Publicly for our church, it's the year of the throne anointing. My own personal year is the year of execution. As I sit on the throne,
Ooh,
I like that. I would say more execution, being able to have an idea and put it into play and actually doing it. And also an increase in faith and making sure that I'm doing everything with true belief and being able to see myself go through the year speaking life into myself and not looking for people to speak life into me, but speaking life into myself, knowing that I have the authority of God. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I'm capable and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing without second guessing myself. Like no doubt, no belittling, no shrinking, no hiding. So really just shining my light and operating in my purpose, no matter what that may look like. Stepping out of like the poverty. Like I've just, if you know me or if you don't know me, I have been in such a place of just like settling for the bare minimum. But when you have the bare minimum here, y'all, I'm like under it. Like I've been putting myself under it where it's just like a no poverty. So like investing, taking a risk, trying out new things and exploring those new things, how I dress, my style, being confident in it. And I was just telling Angel a couple minutes ago, literally, I said, I've been really trying to speak to myself even about my weight. Like, okay, I got this trip coming up. I don't look like how I want to, but I'm really kind of changing my mindset. That's like, girl, you look good. Like not pondering on what I don't have, what's not right with me, and really leaning into like, what about me is what God called me to be, like focusing on the positive than the negative and really executing. Like if I say I'm going to do something, doing it. Like if I say I'm going to be doing music, if I say I'm going to do something, the idea and the preparation and the execution need to be like 1 to 3 day window. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because
we lost you. Oh, that was what's called. The idea, preparation, and execution need to be like within 1 to 2 business days. Like it does. I don't need to be planning for 3 months and planning out for 3 months. Like I need to like, okay, and pushing myself, like really just really, really pushing myself and operating in what I know I'm supposed to be.
And honestly, I think our New Year's, my uncle told me this. I thought it was so wise. Our New Year's start with our birthdays. Mm-hmm. I think people wait till like the New Year of like the world of like, no, January 1st, but our New Year's start with our birthdays, where you really take the time to reflect. Because I mean, that's the day you came into the world, so it really is like a new year. But like you take the day, like he told me like he takes the day, like he reflects on like his past year, his how he spent his 27, 20 or whatever, and just reflects on what he wants for the next year. But I think of course we know like don't wait till January 1st to start doing stuff.
Please.
Don't wait till January 1st. Like I don't know, even looking at while you use an example area, even looking at like the stuff you've been doing, I'm so proud of you. You've been doing so good. Like you've already started with the like the execution with Mocha Princess, with going through with this trip, being able to spend money on your stuff to go on this, like you've already started executing, and I'm very proud. But like,
And that was so hard.
yeah,
Cause I was gonna,
it wouldn't even buy you underwear.
yeah,
That's
I wasn't gonna get a thing. Like,
no.
and that's so crazy. Like,
Ghetto.
so ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to get myself stuff like, oh, you need new jeans. I'm like,
Because
let
it's
me just
not
keep
like
working.
it's not that you don't have. You're just not spending.
Yeah,
Because you're scared you're not gonna get it back.
literally.
Yeah, but I mean, we're like already starting. Like Dana, have you feel like you've already started for your new year? For the new year.
Yeah, I'm already prepped for my new year.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think everybody stay ahead of time. Don't wait till everybody else is starting or start on January 1st. Start now. Move
I think.
now.
Oh, okay. Here's also the thing about that, because I think people start publicly speaking about the thing that they're doing January 1st, but there's a lot of people who've already prepped for the new year, right? You start going to the gym on January 1st, but you bought your membership December 12th. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, that's preparation. You're prepared for the new year, and you've already started in December of the last year. The thing that you need this year is the execution, because that's what's differentiating you between somebody who is successful and somebody who is unsuccessful, or somebody who is stagnant and somebody who is in movement or who is in acceleration. The only thing that makes you and them different is that they executed it. They did it. You know what I mean? And then they stay consistent in doing it, right? That's the difference. Because it's not just that you are prepared for the new year. Everybody's prepared for the new year, right? If it's that you have plans on New Year's, you're prepared for the new year. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to be on New Year's. I'm going to be at church, at crossover service. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm going to be for the new year. I'm already thinking about what I'm wearing. I'm already thinking about, but you're also going to be serving, so no dresses. You're also, you know what I'm saying? No heel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already preparing for the new year physically. But what does the follow through look like? What does February look like? What does, you know what I'm saying? Are you still doing the same thing that you prepared for in November? Are you still doing the same thing that you prepared for in December? So preparation is in everything. And I think also some people, you have to know yourself. You can't do what everybody else is doing, right? Being prepared for the new year might work for me. It might work for Ari. It might work for Angel. But maybe you are a person who starts their new year January 16th. That's okay. Because you have the entire year, God willing. You have the entire year. You see what I'm saying? You also need to realize that if God has something for you to accomplish within the year, then that means he also has mile markers for you to accomplish every month, every week, every day. That makes sense.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like as well for this new year is more, as you said, execution and establishment. I had said it for my birthday, like this is my establishment era. Like this is really just me establishing boundaries, establishing my goals, really putting these things into place that this was established here. Same thing like how you were saying, like with Mocha Princess, like started, like it was established in 2024. Like this is when it was rebirthed again. But like going through the year of just like establishing my social media presence in the way that I want to see it, that I want it to go. And like really just, again, just like pushing myself outside of just, like you said, prepping. Because I'm one of those people that would prep so long, so hard, so in detail. I know at 6:06, 08, 05, 03 that I should be blinking, that I should be waking up. And then I prepare so much that I haven't actually prepared to do the prep, the thing itself. That I can look in notebooks. I promise you, notebooks for years and years and years. What time I was supposed to be waking up? What was my goals for this? What was my goals for that? And then like I lack the discipline. So like my year of establishing discipline of when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Like, and really pushing myself. And as Dana said, you're already kind of prepped for the year.
Yeah.
But it may look different for you. So don't be like January 1st, oh my gosh, I had slept in, my whole year is ruined. And it's like, no, try again tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Like,
Yeah. Doomsday preppers, they prep for the end of the world that hopefully will never come in the way that they think it will come.
mm-hmm.
You had cans in a cellar or in your basement since 2019. Have you used any of them? So just to reiterate, preparation doesn't necessarily mean everything, right? You're prepared that grocery stores will close. You're prepared, like when the world was in a pandemic, that we'll run out of toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like, we're prepared for the foolish things that have nothing to do with what God has for us. You know what I mean? Like, just don't be so, like, be for real. Be for
when
real.
you think about those dooms, like people like that, I always think about, like, imagine you got all that stuff in your location, in your bunker, and that's the first spot. Like, like, like you
And
got
that's
all
the
this
part
stuff.
they blew up.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't take all of them 8 years with you.
Dang, this is so interesting also, because if you think about this, and like, everybody's watched The Walking Dead, what are the spots that people hit up first? The people that were prepared for it, right? If I live next door to somebody and I know that they're a doomsday prepper, I know that they got a cellar, I know that they got a bunker, I know that they've stored food away, then you become my first stop on my way to getting where I'm trying to go, right? And I think that works the same way spiritually. If you prep so much, you write notebooks and you've got the enemy knows exactly where to get you. You didn't put a bulletin board out.
Dana, what's
You
that
didn't put
word?
out a
You put a
bulletin.
PBD, a PPD. You put a APD,
A
ADD.
public announcement.
No, it's like when somebody put a tracking device on you. Like, you done put a data
An
on you.
APB.
There you go. I know it was some lady.
Yeah, but you make yourself a target, and you make yourself an easy target.
Because I know where you going, what you after, what you trying to get, how you plan on getting it. At 6 a.m. in the morning, you go, like, that's like coming and finding
So if
the
I
money
make you
heist.
oversleep, if I cause you to be so tired, if I keep you up, if I send your family with a problem to call you at 4 a.m. because this happened and this happened, I've got you, and I've got you from the start of the year.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. And also, too, I would say for those that, as we are decreasing preparation time and going into execution,
It's there.
but it's going to come back.
Coming back.
In these seasons. Well, since we was giving names of our years, I think my year is like rebirth or birth. Like, yeah, rebirth was the first word. Rebirth. My favorite, because I feel like I'm walking into a new life. She made me nervous when she asked it like that. But I feel like walking into, like I said, like, woman of being an adult, of like actually being my own person, if that makes sense, like, completely. Because I feel like I've been having like a shift of like, of being an adult. Even the thing I told y'all about yesterday, I feel like I've been kind of starting to like realize, like, oh, like, I don't have anybody else to kind of like, I can't lean back on other people. Like, I have to become this new person, or I'm gonna be roadkill, and not I have to become this new person. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But like, just being an adult really is really the best way I can explain it. But yeah, I got a question for y'all. What would you say that you would want for the other coming into this new year?
Ooh, oh, that's good.
Girl, all these sound effects into the mic, girl. Nobody want to hear that. I'm screaming.
Well, I'll start with you, Ari. I think for you, I am excited to see, as you really walking that business girl vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even just looking at your braids now, like you in your suit. Yo, remember that photo shoot you had? You had that red hair and it was a white suit.
Mm-hmm.
I always imagine that for you. That you said it a long time ago. You say it like you see yourself like dressing in like work attire, but like bossy, cute work attire type vibe, like Mocha Princess. Like I see Mocha Princess this year. I see it. I see it very clearly. I see it very beautifully.
Amen.
Amen. And for you, Dana, I see very. She might not like it.
She's not gonna like it.
But I see very much domestic vibes. It's giving very much.
Love.
My man.
Love is
It's giving very much. I'm in my house. It's giving very much. We're not gonna say kids this year, but eventually. But I see domestic vibes this year.
I'm gonna say, Danny, I want you to have kids and stuff, but the way that you is spoiling everybody, just give me a little bit more time. Give me a little bit more time so I can come up there bi-weekly.
Yeah. And honestly, I see you stumbling upon like a business, and not stumbling upon, but stumbling upon a business where it's like, oh, this is really successful. I like it, kind of like you kind of nonchalant about it. Like, I was just started it.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, girl, I don't stumble.
Yeah, like not stumble. Amen. Period. But I'm talking about like you started the business, but it was like it's kind of something that you, well, at least on my end, wouldn't have expected. But
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
Yeah.
it worked out. It, like something crazy, like an ice cream truck, you know, so something like
very like
to
something. Yeah, like it was very. When you say stumbling and you think of not the negative connotation that goes with it.
No, I'm just playing.
But literally, it would be like how when you was crocheting just for the fun of it, making full blown hats, skirts, dresses, whatever you had wanted to make at that time, and then somebody going like, "Oh, that's nice." You're like, "Oh, you want it? Yeah, how much? You can give me like $50 for it." Like, okay. Then somebody else wearing it go, "Can you make me one too?" Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And next you know, you just sold 4 freaking hats, and it's like yeah, I just decided like just put on Instagram, and I started getting orders.
Child, it's like this. It's this girl I watched on YouTube, and she sells like sweatshirts and stuff. But hers is like is she customly knits the stuff into her sweaters. I just see that vibe of like we will have our own like tiers of our own like boss era. So Dana is more like just started a ice cream business, you know, that type of thing. You're like Mocha Princess, like just the vibes of ours will be different. Yeah. I'm excited.
I think I would say for me, with Dana, what I would want for you, like what I would want for you for like 2025 is it was kind of the same, like a little bit more like what do I like? I would say like yeah, like some domestication, like more of just like a more dates. You know what I'm saying? Like more interactions, like, you know, more outings. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I see you out, but it's more still work related. So still more outings. Like you had mentioned this year, like about hiking and stuff. Dana is one of those people that's like, I'm going to try something. I'll give it a shot once, but I also know what I like and what I don't like. So I don't need to get on the horse to know I don't like horseback riding, but I do like this. So I'll do this, you know, like just more like, adventures, you know, like just more, I don't know. I just see you like
American dream type vibe. You know how they say like the house, the husband, the job, like that type.
Like that. She is giving like she's got like I see you buying a house. I see you living in that house and then like decorating it. Like it's really homey and like it's like this is where like I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see the car pulled up in the front and really just like, you know, and it's just like your craft room for if you read in there, studying, whatever you're doing. It's just like every room is like an expression of yourself. I see you like cooking, but I don't see you with like what's that, like a Nara, like, you know what I'm saying? Dana not gonna be looking crazy either, but I still see you like it's just real like
it's like soft, like
yeah.
I don't know how to,
like somebody who's not trying too hard to hit goals.
It's like as I
and they just
being stroked, like
yeah,
like Mickey. It's like
this is like why don't you guys come up here? Like Okay.
Remember what I said?
Yeah, my house is open.
Get a house. I will be there. Save a room
To visit.
for a
To
few
visit.
months. At least.
But then when
No.
you come, Dana gives off very good, hospitable, homey. Like you won't like it'll be like a. All right, well, there's food downstairs, but I'm about to go to work. Church started at 6 if you want to come. Like I'll send the
I
address.
can get you a seat, girl.
Yeah, like, you know, like you just let me know. But like that's how I'll be. Like, oh, when you coming back? Sometimes 7. I might be here a little later. It depends, you know. And then like after church, like one of those like, oh yeah, we have went out, got some food type of vibes. Because you're more at this point, you're even more how you was at the beginning to where you are now in the church is in a year span is already crazy. So imagining another year is gonna be like a I could just hear now like a oh yeah, I'll just at Papa's house like you know just I'm for real. Like
oh goodness gracious, relax.
but
please.
seriously though, but I see those type of things. That's what I would want to see for you. And
that's what I was saying with the vibes. You're going to be more active. Like I'm flying to Houston. I'm flying to LA. I'm flying to China, that type of vibe. And Dana is more, that's where I was saying with domesticated, where she's more like, you know, like we said,
she's made her home in Cali.
Yeah.
Like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you catching meetings, catching flights, not feelings.
Hopefully, but catch me rev nights. I don't know where we're going yet, but we're going somewhere.
Catch her where?
Yeah, I'm with it. Let's go to China, girl. I'm gonna come with you. Let me get some textiles also.
Come on. But again, like if you were to go with them to China and you like had extra days, it'd be like I just decided to come a few days extra, like few days earlier before they came because you got the money like that to just come. And you like while you was there, you had bought extra again fabric and stuff. You like I just got to sit back home. It was just super cute. Then you come home and she done made a dress. You're like, no, I actually made this. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like no, and it's like somebody that asks you like, oh, who does your hair? You like, I do. And they ask you to retwist. And now Dana's, it's like when I say it could literally be anything, it could be anything. It'd be like I just hair one time.
And that's made a 6 figures.
He handed me money and I took it. And then next you know,
like, don't turn down free money.
Yeah. So it's just like, I just see like one of those things like oh. For you, Angel, what I would want for you in 2025 is a lot of exploration. Like I want you to really like get outside. I want you to be around like people your age. I want you to be around a combination of like the mature, the ratchet, the business savvy, like the older, the younger. I kind of want you to be like a mix with everybody so you can try out and see like you're not awkward and don't have a round with, but your personality is who you are. And so like just being able to see you blossom in those atmospheres with those type of people, like I want to see you take risks and travel. Like you've been saying, like I want to go to Tokyo, I want to go to these places, and literally like getting your stuff and just going. And then when you go there, you then met somebody and started like helping them with their business, or you met other girls and y'all started traveling together. Like I want you to literally like your sisters, we're always going to be here for you. We love you, but I need you to get some friends. I want you to get some friends and friends that you can actually see on a regular basis so y'all can go like explore life together. You know what I'm saying? And even just have little experiences like going on a date so you can see how you are when you're talking to a guy, how you can see how you are in a business thing, and then not shrinking yourself down that you don't know what you know. Like you had a little moment, you like, no, I know what I'm talking about, but having that more naturally and more confidently, like, you know what you're saying. It's okay. And being okay that like when you get uncomfortable, you will make a awkward, very maybe even dark remark that would be like, okay. But in those situations, being able to like not let it make you go, oh, was I doing too much? More than like still be able to go and not be in your head so much once it happens. Like, ooh, that was awkward. And I go, ooh, that was awkward. Okay, I'm probably making it worse now. Ooh. And then just keep going. I want to see you really like, I really want to see you like explore, travel, meet new people, engage with new people, go new places. Like how when you went to Houston and you tried something and you had fun with it, but like still doing more. Like I see you traveling. I see you like, you give me off like, I bought a van and I'm driving everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But like you're camped here, you're camped there. You might be cooking in the house. You might be not cooking, but like really like exploring and like expanding like your youth and stuff. It's like I just wanted to see my friend Lulu. I just want to see my grandparents. I just went up there and drove, like, and then I caught a flight. I just went up there for like 2 weeks and I met all these great people. And like, I see a lot of, in a lot of programs too, like stuff that makes people kind of have to mingle with each other and travel with each other, like, travel groups and stuff, like, stuff like that. That's what I want.
That exactly describes what I saw my year for. The rebirth. New woman. Dana. This is fun.
I think for Angel, just a lot of like, I don't actually see you in like a romantic relationship. Not that it can't happen, but I don't think that would be your focus for this year. I think more like having friendships and like creating lasting bonds with people. You know what I mean? Like the people that you'll meet will be the people who will be in your wedding, or will be the people who will become your godparents for your kids, or you know what I mean? Like those are the relationships that you'll be kind of starting this year. And then also think just business, and I think this is shared for the both of you, of like a boldness to just do the thing that you've been talking about for so long. You know what I mean? To finally begin to really execute. And then also a shared word would be separation, not isolation, but just a separation. You know what I mean? Like just, okay. And not to say this in like a negative way, but like my product is better. You know what I mean? Like my ideas are better. And so I'm going to do that, just for the both of you to be like, I am that girl, that type of vibe. And then for Ari, I think the business is good, but I also see kind of like that, what you guys are saying for me, like the domesticated route of like, Daniel and I are settling, or I also don't see a relationship. I don't think you're ready for a relationship, but I also like just the, you know what I mean? Like mom and son, you know what I mean? Like we're really solidified. Like we're, you know what I mean? Like you really get to be the auntie that you want to be. You get to be the older sister that you want to be, kind of just the vibe of which, like when we talked in that Christmas episode, we were like, well, I got everybody what they wanted, that vibe, but in the way that you kind of wanted to express it then. You know what I mean? Because you're more nurturing now than you were then,
Yeah.
Back then it was getting very sugar mama, one and done, wham bam, thank you ma'am. But now it's like, no, I love you guys, so I'm gonna get you this, and you know what I mean? Also see just, more traveling also for you, just the life that you want to provide for Daniel and that type of vibe, just this being the start of it,
Yeah, that's exactly like how I would picture it. Like just real, I feel the same way about the relationship. I don't see it for 2025, but I do see, like you said, like the stability, like with me and Daniel. Like I see the, like our family vacations, like establishing those little things, like me and Daniel going on trips, and as you said, being able to like see my siblings, like I'm telling you, as you get older, stuff really start changing. Like I'd be like, just love my siblings so much. Like, Tay, talk to me. Like, just text me. Like, we don't, like, let's hang out. Like, and wanted to, just how you said, not sugar mommy vibes, but like how you said, because I'd be wanting to go up there and be like, bro, let's set this dorm up. Like, what we doing? Like,
from sugar mama to rich auntie.
Yeah, like how you would imagine like a big sister without all the extra baggage that comes with the big sister stuff, but like really being able to be just like a big sister. Like I want to, like, yeah, and I really do want to get my son up out of school. He already told me he don't want to go to high school because they don't have recess. I said
he's also 8, so he will be okay.
I said, well, you can have recess if we homeschool, because we go everywhere in the world.
I'm cracking up. You're like Luke learning.
I
loved it.
That was so fun. Wow. And it kind of, well, I already was confident, but I already knew, but like, it just kind of made me feel even better about like what I see for myself this year. Cause it's like, wow, y'all see me. The Lord is speaking to you.
Yeah. Like I want my siblings to send me like Cash App requests, and I want to be like, oh my gosh, again, but just do it. Like I want y'all to.
Okay, let me ask this: do you think that there is anything that can be perceived as negative that will have perceived, emphasis on perceived negative, that you kind of see happening for yourself? That of course it will be good, but perceived negatively.
Like, would that be like if I feel like it could come off very selfish?
Whatever came to mind.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say like uh selfish and kind of like mean, a little bit too blunt. Like when we're talking about business, of not like, you know, going in these rooms and not being passive aggressive, of like, oh, I think like the market will really like, you know, this color blue, and it's like Mocha Princess is pink.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I want it done in pink. Well, you know, the market is da da da, and it's like a no, thank you, but no, we're doing pink.
Mm.
Like the boldness of just like a, oh, you know, like she doesn't understand what I'm saying. It's like a, no, we're selling 2-piece sets. Well, everybody has 2-piece set, not like this one.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting it out there. Like I said, I want to do lip gloss,
But the hood
like
is a little bit different. You see the point?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like a just trust me, you know what I'm saying, or just like a, you know, like really random. I had wanted to do like a lip gloss holder, and I wanted like on my hip like a phone case, but then I see like they have the phone case now that has the lip gloss position in it. But when I had said it to I was just having a random conversation. I don't know if I was lit or what, but I had said it was like a girl, that is so stupid. But again, not being passive and going like, if I have an idea that's like, no, I want to make eggnog that drips from your ears, following through and just be like, that's what it is. Like, well, you want to make a planner? Everybody has planners, but it's not this. It's mine. And just like the change of it, that's just like as in even recently of not involving myself in stuff that's not, that I don't have to involve myself in.
Mm-hmm,
There's some situations to put myself in, but there's also situations that's not mine that I don't have to. So that's something I think can be perceived as just kind of like selfish or like just weird, because you don't normally do that area. You don't normally not include yourself in the meeting.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's something that could be perceived like, "Hey, what?" Like, and I'm sitting there like, "Y'all want to pray or not?" Okay. Well, I'm gonna go upstairs. Like, you know, well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back later on today. You know, and really being able to remove myself besides involving myself trying to be the peacemaker, where all I do is put the Band-Aid on a bursting pipe, and then it ends up blowing up, where if the pipe can blow up, now we can get it fixed because we see the leak, we see where it's coming from, we understand what side where the pressure, it can now be fixed. And that's what I'm realizing, because my worst case scenarios literally don't be happening. I'll be thinking like, if they argue they're never going to talk again, they're on the phone tomorrow. And you didn't help nothing but pacify everybody, and then inside eternally battling with the fact that you thought both were wrong, but you didn't say nothing, or you involved yourself to say, well, no, well, huh, and now I'm inside tension headache, body crunched up, all because I couldn't articulate and communicate what I was feeling. What about you, of what you would
Angelica?
perceive?
Can we pass the torch and I'll come back to me?
No.
Okay.
You got all that time to think about it.
I've been thinking. I can't think of nothing.
That's okay. If your answer is nothing, that's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing I can think of, because I think everything that would be a thing, I think I kind of already am, and kind of like example, like how mom said I disappear like Jesus, like that type of thing, where it's like I'm gone tomorrow. My grandpa calls me a gypsy because I always be in a different state every time I talk to him. So like I think I already am those things, or have those things that people will perceive as like what was the word? Perceive as what's called negative. But yeah, I already do those things. So I don't think there's anything right now that I could think of. But yeah. What about you, Don?
I think I think people not gonna like me, respectfully. I don't think they're gonna like me. I think it's already starting to happen. You like randomly over like, and that's what made me think about the question. Just randomly, I'm like, we have never talked for you not to like me. You know what I mean? Like, we've never had an encounter for you not to like me. But then I was like, you can kind of meditate on it. I was like, dang, it's kind of like a separation. Like, you know, when you're starting to see the difference in levels, you know what I mean? You know how if you've ever watched like a race, like a marathon or like a sprint, or like where the race is really close and then that person starts to edge ahead, and then the gap becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they win the race. I think that's what my year is going to look like. So I think people going to be mad because they gave all their effort and still couldn't do what I did.
Now
that sounds very cocky. It does. However, I know that ain't got nothing to do with me, because what pushes me is the Lord Jesus. What accelerates me is the Lord Jesus.
That's
But I've
good.
already noticed where I feel like I'm not doing anything or I'm not doing enough. People are like, how?
Mm,
Why?
yeah.
Oh, and God is like, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's
that's the one
good.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Amen.
that's what I think. Because it's just popped up, and it popped up randomly like this last, like week and a half. And I was like, what did I do? What did I say?
Mhm.
What did I give off?
Yeah.
And it ain't got nothing to do with me, you
Yeah,
know?
it's the light in you, is what you represent, and it's also what people can see because again, people project onto the other person. So if they can see you like that didn't bother her, that just had her upset. If that was me, that would have threw me off for a week. I would have been out of commission. I would have been da da
Yeah.
da da da. But if she's going at this rate, she understands that it's clicking and she's moving. And this is our again paying attention to the time frame, all the things that have happened to you just in the past year of where you started to where you are now
Mhm.
and the maturity and the growth that has happened. And again, keeping God as the foundation, the root, the inspiration, the motivation, the ultimate goal. It's like oh shoot, like you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I can put in my best efforts, but where she's going, I can't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's
Yeah.
just for her. So, and you start looking at yourself insecurities because people don't be seeing their own race in their own lane. That even though if we looking at it in a Dana got their first place, all of y'all started at the same place, and everybody, no matter where you
Y'all
in
had an
on the
advantage.
yeah, you know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
had an
And
advantage.
in those situations, the way that you can look at it too is that everybody had to cross over the finish line to end the
Yeah.
race. So if
Amen.
you don't look at the world's perception of first through 10th place, everybody, if we stay focused on our own lane, not the numbers, not what it represents for a reward, but everybody will go across the white and
Okay.
black
That's the
line.
word,
I
girl.
was,
That's the
yeah,
word.
it is. It is. It is a word. I swear it is. And that is the goodly Christian answer. It really is. That, like that, there's nothing wrong with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how I'm coming this year, and I'm coming for everybody's trophy. You know what I mean? I'm coming for all the grand prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm coming for all of it because it's available. You know what I'm saying? If you have you ever had like you just talked about with the lip gloss thing, you had an idea and then somebody else took it, executed it, and now you're like, dang, but I had that idea like a year ago.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They
Female
took what
A&P
was,
house.
you know what
Mm.
I mean? Like they
What?
took what was
No,
your thing.
No, I could still do it, but bad, Dana.
Amen. Yeah, but they took what was your thing, but you still now in that example of like, oh, they've done this already, you can do it better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still there. The grace is still there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be working. I'm taking all grace, whether it was for you or not. You know what I mean? Like, you can take somebody else's word. You know what I'm saying? Like, would be like, oh, what's for me is for me. No, because otherwise there would be no attacks. Otherwise, there would be no, you know what I'm saying, feeling left out. None of that exists because all of these things are for you, right? And if Jesus is saying, God gave me all things and I'm giving it to you, that means if you receive Christ, you can receive everything. All things are yours, past, present, and future, meaning all things are mine, past, present, and future. So whatever my mom was supposed to accomplish that she didn't accomplish, yet she's still on this earth, I'm taking it. Whatever my kids were supposed to touch that maybe wasn't supposed to come until then, I'm touching that also. I'm going so fast. I'm like the Flash. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going through
No.
timelines, time zones. Like I'm
What
like
speed?
there with speed. Like the things that it took people to accomplish in 10 years, I'm doing it in 2 months. Like we're not.
Period.
I'm not waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. We're not playing close. We're not. I'm not letting any relationship or any misunderstanding get in the. I don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm
Mhm.
taking everything. What you were supposed to have, what was supposed to be your position, what even, and hear me when I say this, whatever God called you for, He called me for it also. I got there first. You see what I'm saying? With your advantage. The fact that it was still up for grabs means you didn't really want it. I want it. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
that's what
good.
differentiates athletes. It's not a case of skill. It's not a case of talent. They're all talented. The reason they made it to the Olympics. The question of who wins the Olympics, who gets the gold medal, is who wanted it more, who pushed himself to get it more. I'm pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not there. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? When you go like, oh, I had this idea for a show, and you've been sitting on the show Bible for 10 years. I started the show. I did it myself. I receive all of the paychecks. and I'm not having to pay anybody. You see what I'm saying? Like there's nothing to wait for. You don't need the accreditation from CBS or TBN or whatever network it is. I started it myself. I have an app for it. You know what I mean? Like, because all it takes is finding the right connection. You're literally 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps away from the thing that you've been trying your whole life to accomplish, and you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for the next thing before I got the thing that I'm after now.
No, that's good. I think that makes me think about using Kai Cenat as an example, as there's been streamers who've been streaming not only longer, been doing crazy stuff even beforehand. And again, when we're talking about the hungriness of something, of just going into it and being like, I don't care who's done it, I don't care who y'all, but I'm coming in here. And he had someone on there that was like, I'm 40 something years old and I'm in a room with 22-year-olds who are at, this is my peak of my career, and they're past their peak of their career. Like, this is my peak of my career and I'm 40 years old. And it made me think about even how after his event, another influencer, Deshay, is doing his own thing, but he's not waiting for it to be perfect. But he's literally now the second person that I know that's doing it on a budget. It's like and even though people are comparing, he's not going. He's not saying like, oh, well, it's not like Kai's. It's not like this. There's a certain people that were able to relate to Kai's, and there's a certain people that are able to relate to Deshay's. That's making it a lot more relatability, because we're seeing more common people that we may see on social media. Like, we're seeing Rula, we're seeing, rappers that, do the trip out dance. Where over here we're seeing our Chris Browns, our Obamas, our Marshmallow, our Carlys, people that you like, after this, are y'all gonna be texting and calling and hanging out with each other? Type of situations where it's just a different type of vibe and audience. But as you said, for myself, that made me think of just, there's been multiple, I can look at my notes right now of production ideas, things I wanted to do when I first see AMP, and I'm like, I had reached out to them and I said, if y'all are looking for a female, the first female to join, I said, I would love to be a part of it. Like, I had sent the whole message and everything, because I said, I want to be a part of this. Like, I see the bigger picture before they even move to the other house. So, then I'm seeing now people wanting their own female AMP now. But there has been so many conversations privately, publicly, of like, I want to do my own house, I want to do my own thing, but what about this? I don't have this, and da da da. So I'm just gonna wait. Versus like do it even if you don't got the budget. Do it even
Baby
if
girl,
you don't have all this stuff.
I be talking about you. I really do. Do you remember when you? I mean, now obviously, but I remember when you sent your audience, your supporters, to go make you get signed to a label.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, by fire, by force. By fire, by force is what it's looking like this year. It's given. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, if there's no space, create one. If there's no room, make room. If there's nobody there to listen, bring people. Like, there's nothing to wait on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the thing that gets us in trouble. Like, as we're heading into the new year, like, I'm gonna wait on God this year. And God's like, wait on me for what? I'm here. I've arrived. Where are you? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that this year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, like, this is the example. We've been on dates. You know what I mean? And you go on the date, you like, okay, what you gonna eat? And you like steak, potatoes, and broccoli. You know how you eat. You get to the table with that man, now all of a sudden you eating Cobb salads. You change your appetite to fit the atmosphere. I am the atmosphere, so I'm going to eat the steak, I'm going to eat the potatoes, and then I also want to try your pasta. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibe that we need to be on. You can't, don't shrink your appetite to fit the people you're around. Get new people. You see what I'm saying? Don't try to squeeze into the same old pants. Babe, you're thicker now. Get a new size. And we think that thicker is bad. We think that thicker is worse. We think that the need for expansion is a bad thing. But no, you just carry more grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm on this year, because that's what made me. Literally yesterday, I was sitting and I was like, dang, I was thinking about the verse of like, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And I said, dang, and it really rocked me a little bit, because I was like, dang, God can touch all these people. He just has nobody to go bring them to him. I said, dang, that's
no one's doing the work.
Nobody's doing the work. And I said, all these pastors,
don't want it bad enough.
All these preachers, all these all these atheists, all these agnostics, all these people who are questioning their faith, God can touch all of them. However, he has to do it through person. He has to do it through man. And if there's no laborers to go and pick up the wheat, everything he planted makes no difference how much he planted. It makes no difference about the seeds that he put in the ground. It makes no difference how much watering he did, that now they're up to the age of that they need to be plucking, that they're ripe, that they're ready to be eaten. But nobody's there to get the food. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, dang, that's crazy. I said, I won't be another person just waiting. I won't be another one who's like, oh, well, when do we get paid? Do we get paid before or after, waiting for, you know what I'm saying, to start doing the work? You're like, no, like there's stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we're waiting, like just crazy. And then at the expense of souls, you know what I'm saying? Because Mocha Princess saves souls. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, media companies save souls. Like, it doesn't have to be that you're on a pulpit laying hands on people to go and save souls for somebody to go, yes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so, I'm like, dang, it was crazy to me. God can touch everybody by fire, by force. I said, dang, you turned the heart of a Pharaoh who didn't even believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the encounter that you had with him was so terrifying that it changed his whole life, literally. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine that with that same ability, that same reach that you have being the creator of all creation, that you can touch an atheist heart easily. It's nothing to you because you died for them also. It's nothing to you. What makes it difficult is people don't want to approach atheists. What makes it difficult is people don't want to talk to agnostics. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference, that you feel like it's not your place to do something. You know what I'm saying?
People
Like,
don't do the work of
yes.
understanding your word
Yeah.
or understanding how they even think, to even
Yeah.
know like what do atheists believe in, so that way, again, being prepared for, like, you know, the questions that they may have, which goes down to the knowledge that we have. But again, he's like, meditating on my word day and night. You don't know my word, therefore you don't know me. Therefore, when a situation arises, you won't approach it because you're like, I don't know what to say to them, because the moment they say a question that make you go, well, where's Jesus now?
Now
You
you're
like,
stumped. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so you
That,
just
but
don't do it. That's
that
good.
same logic applies to anything in your life. Your business isn't successful because you don't know your business. Your finances aren't successful because you don't know your finances. Your health isn't successful because you don't know how much you weigh. You see what I'm saying? Like, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. You don't know what you're talking about, therefore you can't help anybody. That's why your life looks the way that it looks. You don't know better. And not because you don't know where to look, you just don't want to do it to know better. You don't want to
Seek ye
put that
first the kingdom
extra.
of God.
Yeah.
Seek ye. He literally actively tells us the
Draw
action.
nigh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he tells us the action that he's like, ask and you shall
Yeah.
receive. Not an action. Not, don't just,
Matthew
again, you
7:7.
can't just wait. Like,
Mhm.
go out and make disciples. Go, move,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
I was saying even waiting is an action.
Yeah.
Waiting just it's an action.
Yeah.
He tells you speak. He says go shop. Like, it's, dang, you really just did something for me. That's like it really, dang, that just really blessed me, because again, that's so common. That's like and why these things are out of place is because you don't even know that you paying for DoorDash, like, still, and you wondering why you don't have an
Girl,
extra $10 in your bank account.
that,
And
you
I'm
know
saying
what's
this
so
for my
funny?
stuff. Like, girl,
You know
what?
what is so funny? I just did a comprehensive budget. I know how much money I make. That's why I spend it. But then I was like, dang, I went through my account and I said, what do you be spending money on? I said, first of all, you got like 10 subscriptions. What is this for? And then I was like, okay. That makes sense. And I was like, dang, what do you be spending? I said, I said, the amount of money that I spend, I should have double that in my savings based off of how much money I have. And then I was like, dang, I was really, cause this is really contemplating. I know I used to do Uber. And I was like, dang, or like Uber Eats, like deliveries. And I was like, dang, like, should I pick up more? And I'm not struggling. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, dang, I just want to get to that new level. You know what I'm saying? I want to increase my tithe, but that means I need to make more money to increase the percentage of tithe that I'm going to give. So I was like, I was really thinking about this. Like, I want to give more. I want to da-da-da. I want to buy gifts. I want to be able to get the PS5. I want to be able to get you know what I'm saying? People need cars. People need this. I was like, dang, what's stopping me from getting that? And I was like, dang, should I just pick up more? Like, should I go after I leave work, before I go to work? Should I do Uber Eats? Should I go to work and then after work go do Uber Eats? And I was like, that's unnecessary. I said, wait a minute. Let's look at your finances before you do that. I have a surplus. I could put $1,000 into savings every month and not and not have to affect what I do every month. That includes grocery, that includes rent, that includes my car payments, gas, not car payments, but like insurance and stuff like that, like gas, food, even my excursions are included in what I put aside, and I can still put 1,000 away. So I said, dang, what is your excuse? It's not that you don't work hard enough. It's not that God hasn't provided. You don't know how to ration what he's provided. You don't know how to use what he's provided you. And that's your problem. It's not that you don't make enough. It's not that, because I said, I be at work all the time. What do you be doing with this money? You're so unconscious of it. And then it reminded me of something Papa Lo said. He said, money is sensitive. If you don't pay attention to it, it'll leave you. It's like a woman.
Dang. That's good.
I said, yo, and that man got money. I said, yeah, let me listen to that man. So let me listen to that man. He said, if you don't pay attention to it, it will leave you. I said, yo, that makes so much sense. And of course, you don't want to get to the point where now you've devoted all your time and now you're worshiping money. Not saying that. We're also not saying don't be prepared. We're saying execute. We're saying don't be so caught up in the motions that you fall out the boat. You know what I'm saying? That you miss the big tsunami that's coming. Don't do that. But we're also saying, like, don't be so overly prepared. Don't be so unconscious about these things that you now have to over prepare. Now you don't have time to do the thing that God actually gave you to do. When he's like, no, I gave you the time. I gave you the money. I covered that. What are you doing? We're our own problem. You know what I'm saying? We're our big.
We were just talking about this too when I was sharing a conversation I had with some friends or whatever, and I had told them, and I feel like I talked about it with y'all too as well. I don't be remembering because I be talking to one or the other both. It just, but I was saying about like the work ethic of how bad I had wanted to make YouTube influencing work, and the amount of work that I put in, so that way the 3 years, the 5 years that I took a break were able to even happen in the first place. And when I talk to other people, I always tell them, like, if you got one platform that's paying you, like, what do you mean? Like, and I'll say it to Angel, I'll be like, you monetize, right? I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? Why you not dropping every day? But again, like you said, being able to allocate and take an inventory of what you have, that's like okay, so if YouTube's paying me, TikTok's paying me, Instagram's paying me, Facebook's paying me, sponsors is paying me, this is paying me. Let's ask again why you're going through the financial things that you're going through. And then you like, oh yeah, when Instagram paid me $20, it went to Planet Fitness, and you don't go there no more.
At least go to the gym.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Or like DoorDash from when I had got it, you know what I'm saying, the 3 months is over. I was paying for Shopify for an entire year. No business posted, never promoted. The link never even made it to none of my platforms. I was paying $41 every single month for an entire year straight for a Shopify.
Which one?
$41.34.
That's the premium account. That's the premium account.
Then another $20 for Planet Fitness. Add another $10 for DoorDash.
$1,000 a year.
And then another $10 for Prime. All things that I wasn't even using because we just talked about I wasn't spending nothing.
Yeah.
I wasn't DoorDashing. DoorDash, who?
He's like, where is this money going? He's like, how am I spending money and I'm not swiping my card? You guys,
nothing. Going your bank, it's talking about negative. I'm like, what's going on? But again, like you said, not being able to look and go like, well, what do I have? What is it that God is like is right in front of you? Like, what are you doing? And then again, the discipline, the execution. Well, let me plan what my content is going to be. And then he'll show me in little moments that's like that random moment that you had and recorded and just dropped. No hashtag, no planning, was one of your highest viewed videos out of everything you've planned for this upcoming week. So it's like I'm showing you just how to flow and how to move. But again, faith without works is dead. He's constantly telling us work. He's constantly telling us, look at what you have and then work that very thing. Yeah. Because now you know what you have in your account to position yourself to manage.
To manage. The thing is not, that's one, that's a different prayer point than God give me money. No, you need to be praying to be like Joseph, that he gives you the ability to manage.
That's good.
That he gives you the ability to go not only the foresight and the insight to know that there's going to be a famine, to know that we need to put away for 7 years worth, but that also means that man had great money management. He had great people skills, because nobody in the country gave you issues because they didn't see what you saw. You see what I'm saying? Like, nobody saw the vision or understood the Pharaoh's vision of being like, oh, 7 years of this, 7 years of that. To go, all they knew was, now we got to get these people half our stuff. But that means you had amazing people management skills, people management. You had amazing money management skills, that you're now the second in command to the king, the Pharaoh. Then it also means that you had the ability for leadership amongst the leaders, that you surpassed them, and that if Pharaoh didn't say something, he would submit to you in a way. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of that is very different, but all of that is bundled up into management. That needs to be your prayer point. Father, make me like my father, Joseph, who you gave this ability to manage. That's a completely different prayer and a completely different skill than God give me money.
Because if he gave you the money, you don't know how to handle it.
You don't know how
What
to
would be the
manage
whole
it.
point?
It's wasteful. You have holes in your hand. You have holes in your basket. You can't hold on to anything. You see what I'm saying?
And using
We've
Joseph
all
as a
touched a
point
million in our
too.
life. There's just people who have the ability to hold it.
Yep.
You don't have the ability to hold the million that you touch.
And that's
You know what
why
I'm saying?
even that story
Annually,
with the
growth.
dad of the money, where he's like, you got the one that kept it and buried it, and he ended up being pushed out, because it's like God be giving us stuff
And
for us
lawful
to.
servant.
Yeah, and as you use Joseph as a point too, when you were saying all that, I started thinking about, in all of that he was able to save, manage, he still never lacked. He still was
They was
sleeping in the
living.
palace.
They had Goshen. They was living
Yeah.
like that. They had the best portion of the land. They was living, all while he's planning for the future. When y'all go back, make sure I take me with y'all as he's preparing to save this country that they're in now. Yeah, but when y'all go, make sure y'all take me with y'all. Okay, as he just saved this whole land from famine, this whole land from desolation.
That change in prayer, understand it. And again, all of this goes back to understanding his word to even know how to apply it. Because if you don't know how to go and say, give me that wisdom, if we use just the generic stories we know, like even how in a previous episode we were talking about Ruth, and it's just like, if you don't know the story of this prophetic book that we've been given, to know how to even pray and be like, because everybody goes, I want a relationship like Ruth and Boaz, but we missed those little pieces.
You
that
don't
was like
realize he saw that girl as a daughter. He's reading it because that means he was so much older than her that he saw her like a daughter before they got married and chopped and had kids. But he literally is like, oh, my daughter, my daughter. It tells you the way that they looked at this thing.
And
then
missed
it also
the story
tells you,
too.
then it also tells you that the way it also tells you that the way that you would envision a thing doesn't mean that that's the end result. Because he's like, oh, my daughter. No, sir, your wife. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not telling you go date your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
then also, here's the thing about work ethic.
Take it, baby.
Because people who have 3 jobs have an insane amount of work ethic. They also lack wisdom.
Come on. Talk about it.
Because you're working 3 jobs and you're no better off than a person who's working 1 job and is able to sustain a whole family. You see what I'm saying? It means you lack wisdom in some area. But also it means that work ethic is nothing without wisdom. You need to know where to focus your work. You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
Because a person who's working 3 jobs is still only making ends meet the reason you have 3 jobs. You see what I'm saying? Now you're tired. Now you can't spend time with your family. Now you can't have fun. Now you da. So now you're drained as you're going to these jobs only to collect a check. You're working at a graveyard. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You're literally a dead person working at a graveyard. You're working at a deficit.
Yeah, we had a conversation about Angel had asked me, I'm having one of my moments, and she said, are you working on the right thing? She was like, maybe you're focusing your energy on being an influencer versus, and she's been saying it for forever. She's like, versus Mocha Princess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mocha Princess, or even just down to being able to help other people with the influence. And I'm like, yeah, well, I would have to get the calendar. I'll have to get the. It's like okay, the making of the ebook, all just stuff that was just like you put your energy into one thing when it may be time to use wisdom and be like God, what is it I'm supposed to be putting my work into? And then you put it in Smoke Princess, and within a day or two, you know what I'm saying, you made money then posting 2 videos, and you like, them 2 videos took me a week to edit. It was
Mhm.
making my head hurt to post it because I didn't know what I was doing. And it was like, versus this was easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? The packages are shipped right now. You know, it was just like within a day is what I'm saying. Like, it was within a day of just being like, getting it done. And in that time when it came to Mocha Princess, it was like having, like you said, having the right people around you, but the execution part. Like, I sat there on my computer for 2 hours and I said, my head was hurting. I wanted to quit. Okay, let me do a little bit now, a little bit later. But I stuck through, dropped it that day, pushed it with that day with what content we had. We took the pictures with what we had. It was like but I seen the bigger picture that these little moments are gonna look different. As I told Angel, when we go from doing the photo shoot in the house to the photo shoot at the studio, from the photo shoot in front of with 10 people as the team, of when I'm not even taking the pictures of myself, I'm more pointing and directing, like, no, girl, do this. I want the necklaces to be up like this, etc. So you saying that is just one of those things of, like, again, wisdom. That's like, you're putting your energy into going to these jobs, drained. Now you don't got no energy to sleep, pray, talk, your wife, your marriage, all these things. And you like, well, I'm paying the bills, but you barely scraping by. There's no vacation time because, again, we got the fear and the lack of wisdom of, he told you to start that business, but you were waiting until you had all of the pieces, then to trust that God will supply as you're going. Like, you know what I'm saying? He will
And God
send
doesn't
you to
even work like that. God doesn't work like that. At no time did he tell anybody the full picture.
ever.
Not really. Not
Yeah.
really. If you think about anybody, he took from the start of the Bible to the end of it, who? Outside of Jesus. And Jesus don't count because he's still God. You know what I'm saying? Who knew? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. And then and Jesus is also, let's count him back again, because even he had to grow in understanding. And the boy grew in wisdom and in stature. You see what I'm saying? But
And
if
still
you
not
think
knowing the
Abraham,
impact of what the stuff they did.
you see what I'm saying? Until he did. But if Abraham, he was like, go to the land, I'll show you. What do you mean you're going to show me? As I pack my bags and I'm already there. What are you talking about?
Well, I think with all this that we've gone through, y'all, if you listen to this podcast and you still ain't ready for the new year, you're the problem.
If you're not in 2027,
if you're not, you're the problem.
Come on.
But this is some good stuff. This is some very impactful stuff. Just want to wish y'all a happy thank y'all. Well, yeah. How you say it? Wish y'all a happy new year. Amen.
Yeah.
We hope y'all have a great, blessed year, and that this coming year that y'all accomplish everything that God set out for y'all to do, and that y'all won't let any person, anything, any obstacle get in the way, because God has already given you everything you need to accomplish it. Best believe that. So,
Amen.
we love y'all.
We bless you in the mighty name of Jesus.
In the mighty name of
Thank God
Jesus.
for the year that you've had, and may it be the worst year you've had yet.
Amen. Amen. Well, make sure y'all tune in next Monday live. We're going to be in the new year by then. Happy 2025. But stay tuned for Monday lives, and we drop a video every Friday at 3 p.m. So we'll see y'all later.
Love you guys.